Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford, Paddock. I am Adam Mckola. Manchester United have been beaten by Istanbul Basaksehir 2-1 in Turkey tonight. And it was an absolutely disappointing Manchester United performance from start to finish. What happened there, I really am struggling to explain what I've seen because it was schoolboy stuff by Manchester United today. Absolutely schoolboy. The first goal that we conceded against Istanbul was a hoof from inside their 18-yard box when we had a corner and we were attacking their goal, and Demba Ba was left with the whole half of the field to run into and score past Dean Henderson. We left Dean Henderson with no hope, with a one-on-one against Demba Ba. 35-year-old Demba Ba streamed clear of the rest of our defence, Nemanja Matic and everybody else, and scored the goal. And from there, you never ever felt like Manchester United would get back into the game. We weren't performing particularly badly when they scored. We had a lot of possession. We were dominating that. We had all of our men forward, which was clear when we took that corner, when we attacked, and when we were counter-attacked and they scored. We weren't playing particularly badly, but we weren't creating the chances. And we were left open, wide open. And as a result, got punished for it, not once, but twice. Istanbul made it 2-0 as well. And when you look at that break, a pass to Demba Ba, a step over by Demba Ba, and 3, 4, 5 of our players in that defensive area are out of position. Now, it started from a poor pass from Bruno, a poor touch by Mata. He loses the ball. Istanbul break, cut the ball across to Demba Ba. He steps over it, fools everybody in the house, apart from his teammates. They have 2 men on the back post, and he goes and scores. Where was Luke Shaw? I don't know where Luke Shaw was. He was in another postcode, bruv. Harry Maguire, he was marking Juan Mata in the middle of the goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't even know. None of them were around. It was abysmal. And when you look at the images, the stills of their counterattacks and their goals and where our defence was, I didn't do that in school. We didn't do that in school. We knew basics. So how come a Manchester United team with a defence that has spent £80 million on your captain, £50 million on your right back, £30 million on your left back, and you got Axel Tuanzebe, who's a very talented player, young player, coming through your ranks in the defence as well, and you can't defend? Dean Henderson, a very good, very vocal goalkeeper. There was one point where Istanbul, before they scored their goal, had an opportunity. Someone just ran through the defence, took a shot, and you see Dean Henderson running out, bollocking everyone. What are you doing? Why is nobody coming out to the player and trying to attack him for the ball? And it was clear Dean Henderson even probably thought, I haven't played with these guys much. And look at them. They're not even talking to each other. They're not even doing anything. It was basics. And that comes down to work on the training field. Basics that we've seen too much. We've seen it against Spurs and we thought maybe it's down to 10 men. You know, we've seen it. Now, in the game against Chelsea and Arsenal, what did Ollie do? He went with Fred and McTominay in front of that defence. Make sure we don't leave no space. And he didn't do that today. We went for it because we didn't show Istanbul Basaksehir any respect. And I get it. They had Rafael da Silva, Martin Skrtel, Demba Ba. It was like a Premier League legends team out there. And still, they beat us in the Champions League. It's a head scratcher. This is an Istanbul side that hadn't scored a goal or won a game in the Champions League so far. That lost their opening 3 league games of the season. Yet they beat Manchester United comfortably today. And I say comfortably, on the scorecard, 2-1, not comfortable. But in the game, I never felt like United were going to get back level or even win the game. And that for me is a massive, massive disappointment. And it all came down to that. The way we started, we had Martial, Mata, Bruno Fernandes, and Marcus Rashford. More than enough to be getting this game won. And I was quite happy with the team that we picked in that sense. Little further back, we had Donny van der Beek and we had Nemanja Matic. But no one stepped up today. No one stepped up today. Now, I believe Ollie has the support of the dressing room. The dressing room like him. People are quick to say the players aren't playing for the shirt. The players aren't playing for the manager. The players ain't playing for the team. They don't care, this, that, and the other. It's lazy analysis. I don't want to hear it. Because if you're telling me these lot don't care, it's rubbish. They don't care. Of course they care, man. Let's not be silly. But out there, they look like they're lacking leadership. We heard it from Roy Keane. We've heard it from a number of players. Lacking leadership. Now, I actually think they have some leaders on the field. Individuals, certain ones. But they're not able to be that. They're not able to show themselves. Look at Bruno. We're dragging him down to our level. And leadership at this moment has to come from off the field. Has to come from your manager and your coaching staff. You know, we should have had leadership in the summer from boardroom level. And we should have had a transfer window where we went out and showed that we want to improve. We want to, move on and push on. And maybe that spreads down to the first team and the manager and everyone's feeling positive coming into this season. But despite that summer, we still had more than enough to get the job done. Against Istanbul Basaksehir and in the Premier League where we've dropped countless points. And now, it's getting worrying times for United fans. Look, I know a lot of people don't want Ollie to be manager. I find them a bit weird because whilst I get it, I think he's out of his depth and he might get sacked or whatever. He deserves our support ultimately. We don't make the decision. So you get behind him. Get behind the manager. Whatever will be. Support him. If he's sacked, he's sacked. We get a new manager in. We support them like we're supposed to. I get why people doubt him though. I don't get the viciousness. I get why people doubt him. But the pressure is building now. Last season, you did very well. 3rd spot with that team after the season that started. Everyone was looking at us saying, they ain't getting top 4. He got top 4. He did very well last season. But we need more than that at Manchester United. We can't afford to be just a Champions League club. We need to be more than a Champions League club. And whilst the board maybe failed the manager, there are no excuses for what we are seeing out on this football field. Because what we are seeing out on this football field at the moment is a team that is lacking leadership. A team that is lacking instruction, guidance, drilling, defensive unity, defensive organisation, even attacking organisation. Look at a lot of the attacks. We play in a style or a rhythm or a pace with an attitude when we play at our best. But a lot of the passing plays, they're not well drilled. They're Martial and Rashford and Bruno coming and playing short with each other like good footballers can. Nothing is really well drilled. Football is very repetitive. All right, when you go forward, I'll drop deep. When you go there, I'll go here. You move around with each other. And that's why these mistakes shouldn't be happening. Now, I know a manager doesn't need to tell your centre-back, yo, mark the last man here on this corner. I know that doesn't happen. But when you drill it into a team on the training field, when you get into them, the way you play, the ethics, the guidance, and I don't mean you have to play the same every single, but the organisation has to be there. And we just look unorganised. It looked like we went out today and said, we're going to beat these lads 4-5-0. Just fucking go for it. And we forgot about everything that went on behind us. Now, I also think some individuals have to take responsibility for that on the pitch. Bruno was poor today. Mata was poor today. Rashford was poor today. Martial got a goal. Apart from that, few moments, but wasn't great today. Further back, Van der Beek wasn't amazing today. Everyone's been crying out for him to start. Didn't play well. But he's a new player. He's coming into a new team. Matic, fucking awful today. Twanzebe gets hooked on a yellow card at half-time. He wasn't the worst of the bunch, but he wasn't great today. Harry Maguire, poor. Shaw, poor, awful. Wan-Bissaka, probably the best of a bad bunch in defence. Dean Henderson, felt sorry for him. But you look at it, and you're seeing individuals playing as individuals. Our captain isn't talking to the defence, leading the line. Our captain isn't G'ing anyone up. Our captain, like the Spurs game, he commits a foul, doesn't stand on the ball, they had counter-attack score. Basics. As a defender, as soon as they've got a free kick and your team's getting countered, stand on the ball so they can't attack. Stop the counter-attack. If you get a card, cool, safe. You've stopped the counter-attack. And today, You go up for a corner. Harry Maguire's gone up for a corner. That means someone drops. Where was Luke Shaw? Who was next to Matic? Nobody. What was Matic doing? Nothing. Basics. And when you start to see them things happening, simple instructions not taken on board, simple organisation not done, it's time to start worrying. Seriously, it's time to start worrying. Now, this time last year, I did a video where I said, I'm not sure Ollie makes it to Christmas. And he managed to rescue himself. He did very well. He got third place. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying put some respect on Ollie's name. Because he's putting in performances in big games and getting big results. And I meant it. He still has the knack in some games. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did it against Everton on Sunday, on the weekend, to pull off a result when we really need it. And that to me shows that the players are still playing for him. They still like him. But sometimes you maybe are just out of your depth. And when we appointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all that time ago, that was one of the things that we all feared. That one of our heroes would be exposed as being out of his depth and we'd have to be there to sack him. And we don't want to be in that position. But here we are potentially coming up to it. And you fear if we don't get a result at Everton, it's only going to get worse. That pressure's only going to grow. Now, we know who's the man that's going to come in after. We know who's the name on everyone's lips. And everybody knows he was my first choice manager to replace Jose Mourinho. But I'm not going to start talking about that now. Because let's look at what we got here, you know what I mean? And let's show some respect to the man in place. But the facts are, as much as I want him to do well, as much as maybe some of these players even want him to do well because they like him, ultimately, he has to be judged as any Manchester United manager would be. And whilst the board let him down in the summer, so far, he's not cutting it. So far, he needs to do better. So far, he's not showing good enough as a Manchester United manager. And that's a worrying time because if that continues for a week, 2, 3 weeks more, you're gone. You're gone. And Poch will come in. And whilst I would love Poch to be Manchester United manager, I don't want to see United sacking another manager. I don't want to see Ollie. I want to see him succeed. I want to see him win against Everton. I want to see him rescue his job again and get us pushing back where we belong. But sometimes you just have to ask yourself, is that realistic? Is it going to happen? And the answer is probably not, unfortunately. But whatever happens, I'll be behind him for the ride. Let's see what goes down. And let's see if he can rescue himself. But at the moment, it feels very bad. It feels very negative. And that's not me personally, because my opinions and my feelings mean fuck all to anybody. You know, they're not going to get him sacked or not. But it feels like that's the way it's going at the moment. And it's a shame to see because I love the guy. Anyway, let us know what you lot are thinking in the comments below. It's been so bad today. I didn't even talk about an Anthony Martial goal. And I haven't seen one of them in a while. That's how bad it's been. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a talk utter nonsense. I've been rambling on for a bit. I don't know how long I've been talking for. I'm just pissed off, man. I've been out of Mckola. I'm out of here.